Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's feeling great. We're coming here with episode number 3, Ringside Banter. Gonna hit you guys like that right hand hit my last opponent in that video. Gonna be a great show, guys. We're joined tonight by Lizzie Knoll, one of my favorite fighters. She's been training under me for a number of years now. And has recently gotten into competitive boxing. She has quite the story. Again, one of my faves, one of the biggest hearts that I've ever seen walk into the gym. We're happy to have her on here tonight. And we're going to hash it up about some of her fights, some of her experiences with the sport. It's going to be awesome, guys. I can't wait to get into it. I'm going to introduce my co-host, Mr. Tyrone Bush from the Bush League Media Company. Tyrone, happy to have you on here. Thank you for being here.
What's going on, Joel? Stoked to have you here tonight. Stoked to be together. Totally fumbled my words there. Just absolutely jacked up. We get to hang out with Lizzie.
Dude, yeah. Remember, we're Bush League. We got to be us, right?
No, for sure. I mean, obviously, I'm almost like, oh, maybe the nerves are coming over me, just like the first time I announced when she was fighting for the first time.
Yeah, that's another thing that I didn't bring up with is Tyrone is the announcer at the NFT Pro Fitness Club's promotions when we do our fight promotions, and he's a regular Bruce Buffer. This guy, I mean, he can really spit.
Hey, I'm trying. I'm learning. I got to keep the crowd hyped. I got big shoes to fill trying to promote you and your your fancy character there. So
I don't even know how to promote me, man. It's just instincts. Instincts take over, and it seems to find its way.
No, for sure. Like as always, I'm just excited to be here doing another episode with you. We had a lot of fun the last one with your old man. There's a few pretty interesting stories that come out of that. We didn't even scratch the surface of where that'll go.
Oh yeah, there's lots further we could go on that one. But yeah, happy to be here with you too, man, and happy to, as always, to talk about the sport I love and how it changes people and how it how it affects people and how it affects me.
Yeah, well, obviously, I think we should bring Liz up, say hi to her. I'm excited to hash it up and see what all stories she has for us today and how her experience has been with you and learning boxing and just a little bit about her background. I think it's going to be really fun. But Liz, I'll bring you up here. How's it going? How you doing?
Let's give her a hand, baby.
Hey, fellas, how's it going?
Good. How are you, Liz?
Good. Thank you so much for having me on. This is awesome.
Absolutely, yeah.
Hang out with you guys.
We're happy to have you on here, and I know you were saying right before you got on, just finished one of the workouts. Love to hear it.
Yeah. Is he doing the home workouts?
I wasn't quite aware we were going to be like live, so I was like, might have did my hair, put on a little makeup, but I'm legit right off Joel's workout, right onto here. So they're good. You will get a very good sweat.
Yeah. No, awesome, Liz. And no, you look great. You look great. Thanks for being here. I mean, where do we start, Liz? We when do you recall how long ago it was when you walked into the gym?
Yeah, 2020. Yeah, right before the old COVID shutdown. Yeah, I remember meeting you in Medicine Hat, Silver. Yeah. I was supposed to fight at the Chrome Room in March 2020.
Yes, yeah. So I had a fight card planned at the Deerfoot Casino at the Chrome Room. And Liz, it was supposed to be your first fight. I forgot about that. And the fight card got canceled 3 days out?
No, 2 weeks. 2 weeks to the day. Yeah.
We have to get into the event that we did a little later. I think the most recent one where we were all at together, that would have been kind of the remake of that one, but I don't want to interrupt where it all started, but eventually we got to redo it.
100% we did.
That's what made it so sweet. Yeah, we'll get there. That was
Yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah, Liz came into the gym, started training. We started doing mitts. And Liz, you were a natural at it from day one. You could tell that you just had what it took on the inside, and that's like 90% of the battle in boxing. So it was great to see you kind of learn the sport, love the sport, and then like actually want to compete in the sport. Pretty awesome. But we met first time we met was at a fight card where I was cornering somebody. You were there watching.
Yeah.
I believe, right?
Yeah,
In
I
Medicine
remember.
Hat.
Yeah. Kayla's cousin. What kind of related through cousins? I don't know. Kayla's cousin is married to my sister-in-law. I think that's how it works. And yeah,
for
we were
those that
sitting
don't,
around.
that's his wife, Kayla, obviously.
Yeah. We were sitting around at Christmas talking about how I'd, been dabbling a little bit more in boxing and how I love it. And they're like, well, we should introduce you to like our cousin, like Joel Mills. Like he's out of Tabor. I was like, what? That'd be awesome. And so that was the initial drop. And then, yeah, there was those silver gloves in Medicine Hat. And then I remember seeing you walk in. I was like, that's the guy. There he is. And I'm like, okay, Liz, you got to go say hi if you're going to, do this, nut up and go introduce yourself. And yeah, nicest person you'll ever meet, quite honestly.
Oh, thanks, Liz. Well, yeah, no, I remember that day vividly. I remember it vividly. And I also remember when you first hopped into the ring with me and your aggression. That was one thing that like really stood out. Like Liz is the kind of fighter that like doesn't know backwards is an option. And as you progress through the game, it becomes more and more and more important to know that side of things, right? How to move and use that whole ring and change directions and stay safe while you're doing it. But early on, aggression is the number one thing you could have to win fights. And Liz proved that in her first fight. She had a tough one. At our fight card last summer, that was the one Tyrone was the MC for. Fight night under the lights, Tabor, Alberta, Spider Entertainment.
That's an awesome event. We'll definitely have to get we'll have to get our hands on some clips already. You have Liz or Joel, we'll get them into some edits of that for sure. I think I might have one or two pictures stashed somewhere, but that was obviously a memorable night for me as well. It was pretty awesome, and to see Joel put that big event together and see all of you guys battle. And obviously we've kind of became friends over time. Liz, it's been cool to that it was a pretty fun event to be a part of.
Yeah, no, that was a neat one. And to have it outside like that and have the weather cooperate, that was a big gamble. I had no backup plan.
I mean, it's always when you do an outdoor event, it's always like it's a pure gamble, right? Like you got to pick this thing months out. You got no idea what the weather's going to be. You can't just turn it on a dime. Like you got to hope for the best. I don't know what else you can do, right? That's really all you can do. I guess in the future, you can plan to have like a canopy over the ring or something so that it is at least dry and you can have a certain amount of people or something. But it was really cool the way it worked out, right?
It was. Yeah, it was really cool. It was about a perfect night as you could have. Yeah. So Liz, first fight, Tabor, Alberta. You're in Brooks. Walk us through the experience from morning to weigh-in to warm up.
Oh.
First fight. Walk us through it.
Sorry, guys. I'm having some glitch.
Uh-oh.
Hang on. Sorry, guys. I'm having some glitching issues over here. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we got you now. You cleared up.
Got me? Okay. Yeah, I was kind of catching up. Yeah, so that first fight, man, holy man, it was amazing. So I just come off having my daughter. So she was, I think, about 10 months old. So I'd bring her to train. So I'd like hop in the ring, spar, throw her in the playpen, do that, come out just dripping sweat. And it was an awesome, it was a long training camp, felt like, but I learned so much. And I'm just so grateful for like all the sparring partners I had. And yeah, just how much I learned from them. So training camp was awesome. It was just, it was a grind for sure, coming off of having a baby and just managing all that, but it was good. And then the night itself was like a dream. Like I had so much adrenaline. My one friend said, like, and I didn't even realize, it's kind of like I lost my mind a bit. She's like, you got in the ring, and she's like, you were running around like throwing your hands up. And it's like, before I'd even fought, I was like, that was a win. Just getting there, getting through those ropes, overcoming
that's
like
I tell this to
a lot of like, I don't know, doubt.
Yeah.
And just struggling to make weight. And
and I tell this to everybody, like, and actually the first time I heard this was the night I fought at the Playboy Mansion and I lost. So my first fight at the Playboy Mansion, it was the first time my hometown fans got to see me televised as a pro. So it was on TSN up here. Everybody was super excited. It was my 21st birthday. And I lost this fight. And I'm super upset because, it was my 21st birthday at the Playboy Mansion. Like, what better than a win on TV for my hometown fans? So I'm pretty upset. And there was a guy there. This turns into a little bit of a long-winded story, but there's a guy there, and he was one of these guys from the Hells Angels, the biker gang. And he got into some implications down in Vegas. Sorry, not Vegas, Reno, when the big biker thing in Reno happened. And he ended up having to go to jail. That was his last fight. Like, he was on his way to jail after that fight for quite a long time. And he said to me, he's like, there's no such thing as losers in this sport, man. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, either you win or you learn. And it's like, it's such a cliche, but I always use cliches because, like, the reason they're cliches is because they're bang on true, and everybody just like floats by them because they've heard it so many times. Like, it's truth is what a cliche is. And he says to me, either you win or you learn. And in my mind, I'm like, man, what an attitude to have. Like, what an attitude that will make you a better fighter, but also like process those lessons better. Because I feel like a lot of times fighters get stuck in their emotions in a way that isn't the best for growth, right? You get stuck in the way you feel pre-fight. You get stuck in the way you think pre-fight. You get stuck in the way you warm up and all these things. And if it works and it takes you all the way to the top, great. But you get so emotionally invested in that process that once you're a pro and you need to pivot and change, it's hard to do, So, but
well, I remember you said one time to me, you said, there's nowhere to hide in the ring. Like, it's a very, vulnerable sport because it's just you up there and you're on display for everybody to see. And so, I remember you said that, and always stuck with me. Like, there's nowhere to hide in the ring. And it's you're out there.
You're on your own. That's
someone's come to take your head off. So it's like,
I was yapping to Mike.
So I see you there, Tyrone. You were muted.
I should just quit muting. I always do that. But that's how I felt when I wandered in there. I didn't even have an opponent or a coach. It was just me just standing there in front of Tabor.
Yeah.
Shit. Now what?
Yeah, and it is. It's and that's what makes it so special. Like, the reason it's so special is because, like, you don't realize it until you go through it, right? So anybody who's never had a fight or never walked into a boxing gym or never done it, they might not understand this, but like, the only time where things become that real is when you're at the moment of like danger, right? It's the only time. And there's never going to be a more nerve-wracking experience than like deciding you're going to go and you're going to display yourself in front of everybody and you're going to fight somebody and see who the better man is. Like, my old man always used to tell me when I was fighting, he always said, like, the truth will come out. Like, train, because there's no hiding in the ring. The truth will come out. It'll find you. But when you were training, Liz, you trained hard. You trained like a beast, and you're sparring. The best thing about Liz was a lot of the guys that she sparred with ended up actually being kind of scared of her. Tell us about your sparring experiences, Liz. What you remember about those?
Yeah, I'd like to hear a few, and then obviously kind of hear how that fight went in Tabor, and how all that unfolded.
Yeah. Well, like I said, because all I sparred was the guys because we had no girls fighting at the time. So here I was, like going in there, and I remember good old JJ. He was on that card too, tall guy. So I was in there sparring with him one time, and I remember you were on the side, Joel, and you're like, that's like one of her best spars. But I just felt like I couldn't do. He's so tall. He just every time he just come over top, and it was like, okay, well, stop. I learned from him. I kept like angling the wrong way. And so it was good because I could say like, what in the heck was going on there? And then I could fix it. But yeah, I mean, it was awesome. Every time I was in there. And like I said, I learned something every time. And every time it was like you train your brain to be scared, to be nervous, and just go do it anyway. And it's just like those little wins each time you do it, they stack up and it's literally life. It's life changing. It
is.
And then the night itself, like I said, it was we couldn't ask for a better night. The weather was perfect, and just the show. There's like 1,000 people there, and I was just like, this is literally like that I'm here on this card. Like, it's wild.
Yeah, no, it was quite a cool night, and it's neat, because the changes they're concrete. Like, I always think to myself, every fight that I've ever walked into, every sparring session, right? Even if you don't think, like, if you've sparred 1,000 rounds, or you've sparred 1,000 times, or you've had hundreds of fights, and you're like, I've done this before, I'm comfortable, no problem. No matter what, you're learning something in that fight. You're learning something about yourself. You're refining who you are. And that's the way I look at the sport. I look at the sport like it's like a baptism. Like you'll go through it and you'll find that you're a different person after. And it's cool. It's very,
very
like
cool. I would say I'm not the same person. It's not. I was just gonna say, in all those skills that you learn through training, through sparring, through the ring, like they're all applicable in life. Like, that's, all those cliches, like you said, like you don't, they're true. And that's what I love about this sport, is that it demands a lot from you. Like, it's very physically and mentally demanding, but it gives so much more back to you that literally changes your life. And I'm not the same person I was a few years ago. That's for sure. I'm way more like, you just don't back down from things that I used to. Cause you're like, it just, like I said, when you put yourself out there over and over and over, it's like muscle memory in your head. You're like, oh, I can do this thing that's kind of scary and nerve wracking. I've done this before. I can do it again. Right.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy how that, like, just knowing, just the knowledge of yourself that, like, you face somebody mano a mano in the ring in front of everybody, and it wasn't like a street fight. It didn't just happen. There wasn't any shock value. There was preparation for weeks and weeks and weeks leading up to it. That's the difference right there. Because sometimes when, like, an altercation happens in the street, you don't even have time to be scared. It just happens, right? Whereas you got to live with that for, like, all day long. You're thinking about that fight all day, every day. You go to sleep thinking about that fight. I remember when I was about like 13 years old, and it was really when I started finding, like, my wheelhouse. And I used to, like, think about boxing so much when I was going to sleep. So, like, I would just sit there and I would just, like, dream about
figure out combos and
how I was going to throw punches and what my footwork would look like and what song I was going to enter the ring to and what my opponent would be like and how I would slip a jab, right? Like I would do this in my head constantly. And I would do it to the point that like I would go to bed sweating. So I would work myself into a sweat just through thought. And that's how I put myself to bed every night.
Just like they say, visualize it and it's you can make it happen, right? Just you gotta.
I am laughing so much because legit.
Don't mute the laughter. We need it.
Oh, well, I was laughing so much when you're saying that because I legit had the same thing. It was the first time I was training in 2020. And my husband said in the middle of the night, I woke up and I was doing like sleep crunches and he was like talking to me, but I had no recollection of him. He's like, yep, you were full on doing like sit-ups in bed at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, oh, I guess I was, right? Because yeah, like you said, it's just in order to kind of, I don't know, you kind of got to flip a switch and get in the zone. And it does kind of become a little bit all consuming in a way, but yeah, I mean, if you're in it, you got to be in it. You can't dip your toe. You're either in or you're out.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
no doubt. When I was like 16 years old, I remember me and my dad, we'd travel on planes and we'd, go on drives or whatever. And when I was like deep into training camp and deep into fighting, I would punch in my sleep. So if I was on a car or a bus or whatever, I doze off, right? And then I just start firing away. And I can't tell you how many times my dad had to wake me up on a plane because I was punching the guy next to me. Like I just wake up because Earl would be there. He'd be like, hey man, punching him.
Just in like PTSD from the ring heavy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's just, but it is, you live it and it's amazing. Yep. So tell us, Liz.
I was gonna say go into that night in Tabor. If I recall, it was one of the local guys that was the headliner that night. Who was that? Brady, was it? Was that who was the headliner for the night?
Brad Olson.
Brad Olson. Sorry, my apologies, Brad. And I think Liz, were you co-main or how did that roll out? What was Liz and Jana? Were they co-main or were they just the first ladies or the only ladies fight? I just remember it being special. It might have been the only ladies fight on the card or something.
It was special because Liz won fighter of the night.
Oh yeah, and for sure. I wish we had a picture of that. I remember her getting that in the ring after. But either way, whatever fight it was, just coming out to do that, going all 3 rounds. That was probably a pretty fun experience. I know I was ranting and yelling on the sidelines. If there's any, I'm probably yapping in the background.
And the girl she fought was no joke. She was
Jana's a beauty. We'll have to get her on a show one day too. She's a nice girl. She's definitely really cool to hang out with as well. And it's pretty cool. I'm sure you guys have bonded through having a couple battles and stuff too.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. I've been following her. Like, we just chat on Instagram kind of this past year and she's just like in one fight after the other, just crushing it. Like she's so like tenacious and just perseverant and yeah, it's awesome. So it was so fun. It was an honor to share the ring with her for sure. Because she was no joke, man. She was.
I felt like it was a legit battle. Like I thought it could have gone either way. Like I thought, obviously you got the dub that night, and I was like, I agree. I thought you won it, but it was a battle. Like I was like, anyone could win it. It's one of those definite split decisions. Right? Like those ladies hard on it. So it was awesome.
Yeah, it was definitely a close fight. I don't usually let looks of opponents get in my head at all because like I've lived the game for so long that it really doesn't matter at the end of the day because you don't know, right? The guy who looks like an absolute killer could very well be an absolute killer, but he also could very well not be. And the guy that doesn't look like an absolute killer could very well not be an absolute killer, but there's a chance he could be. You know what I mean? So like, regardless of how your opponent looks, it doesn't matter. But Jana was intimidating. There's no question about that. She was intimidating.
Rock and roll, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I was very,
Oh,
very
yeah.
happy, very impressed. And when my fighters go into the ring, I always try to like really hammer this. And I know it's so hard because I've lived it and I know it's an impossible task to do, but I still give the guidance because I know it's the right thing to do. Because I've lived it and I've been there. But like, there's no such thing as a loss. Like I don't care if I have a fighter who walks into the ring and loses like 20 fights. I started my career 1-9. And I think I went to like 3-13. And once I was like 3-13, I just decided to go on a tear. But yeah, like the real win is stepping through the ropes.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of what I said too. Like even for the rematch too, I was kind of like, you know what, win or lose, it's another win because I'm here and like, you know.
Yeah.
Like I said, it is either way you go because you put much into it, right? And so just the fact that you're there, you do it, you follow through with it, right? It's all amazing.
That's right.
She's for sure. She's legit.
The rematch.
Yeah, no, I mean, I came out the first couple of rounds and it was such a freaking whirlwind. I mean, I would come to the corner, Joel would say something to me, it's registering, and then it's like it was gone. But I remember in the third round, I'd hit kind of like a wall, and I just felt like my legs were just dead. And I remember in that split second, I had listened to some, you know, YouTube stuff before, and this one guy said, he's like, there'll be a time in your fight when you're going to hit a wall, and it's going to be that split decision moment where you're either going to be done or you're going to persevere. And I totally experienced that. Saber fight, third round. I don't know how far in, but I remember just being like legs just like so done and just so exhausted. And I was like, assert your will. I was like, I'm going down swinging. And that's, I mean, it wasn't a pretty fight. I will say that. I mean, I was plodding along, but I was looking for heavy bombs and I was just like going for it. And I mean, yeah, it came out my way. So yeah, the picture of me with my arms up, I actually have it right here in the office. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's that. I was trying to find that one before, and then we'll try to make sure we get it in the clips we put on social media from Taylor. I got if you look at the screen there, I got from you just decision.
Yeah, I got another one right here. I'm in my office, so I have both these pictures here, and I have like the same expression each time. Yeah, there it is.
The picture.
Yeah, I love that photo.
I got a clip or two. I got a clip or two here. I'll play quick.
So this is the rematch.
Yeah, this is the second. This is in Calgary at the Deerfoot there. Oh, that one we got to release. There's a couple of cool ones for sure.
Takes me back. Oh yeah, that the Tabor fight, I felt like, you know, I was just plodding forward, just looking for heavy bombs, swinging for all I had. And yeah, and my goal with that second one when I got the opportunity at the rematch was, let's work a little defense, Liz. Let's move a little bit.
Yeah.
Which I feel like we did, and that was something that I was proud of too. Like I felt like from
there was a nice little slip there. You kind of wore one and then a couple nice ones, and it was sweet.
Yeah, she got a few in though for sure, man. Like she's no joke.
Yeah, no, and it's cool. Like that's cool to watch for me, is like to see a fighter like expand their skill set during a match. You know what I mean? I think that's always neat because you'll always remember what you do in a match more than in a sparring session. Like you'll dial in your skills, but like to see somebody like kind of add something to their arsenal in the middle of a fight, I think that's neat because if it works, then you have it forever. Like, you know exactly when to throw it. You'll dial it in from there. You'll start working on the timing and the spots. One that I love to do was an up jab right hand. I was teaching that at boxing just the other night. And as a pro, I stayed away from the up jab a lot because it puts you in a funny position, but it's hard to hide. You know what I mean? Like you can't dip at a pro and then throw something and have him be there to be hit. You know what I mean? But as an amateur, I knew that, all right, we go in for a combination. Let's say I come out on the better end of that combination and I get on my bike and I get some space. Most times, 9 times out of 10, Buddy's going to try to come and get that back. So that's when it was time to get some space, get loose, really make it seem like there was nothing coming, bang, bang, and then pop in with that up jab right hand. And it worked like a damn. I used to love doing that.
I know Liz had some pretty good shots. She got in there too in all of them. It obviously pretty cool that my first 2 events you're fighting in both of them. And like I said,
I know.
Earlier, my first
cool.
ever chick fight was you. So you'll always get, if I ever make it to the big leagues, I'll show you out one day.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. No, and you did such a great job too. Like that's freaking nerve-wracking to get up and speak in front of like 1,000 people. Like, oh man,
well,
like honestly, for some people that was probably they're like, I'll just go fight. I don't want to have to speak in front of these people, right? Like it's nerve-wracking.
Well, it's Joel's home crowd, right? You want to put on a show. Gotta try to entertain them. I don't know what to do. I've never announced a boxing event in my life.
I remember being that scared of public speaking. I remember so when we did the very first fight card in Tabor, I broke my hand a week before the fight, and it was like devastating. My whole career, I'd never fought in the town. That's why that one in Tabor was so important, because like I never fought in front of the hometown, and it was at that point when I decided to shut her down because I broke my hand. I had all this in time and money, and so did my dad. All this invested into this show, and then like my last spar, I break my hand on this guy, and I have to like tell my dad that like I can't fight. But I remember, hi bud.
The fam showing up. Let's go.
Yo, are you allowed to what? Yeah, you got
it. Let's pop in and say hi.
In the fridge, dude.
I see Liz hanging out in the background at one point too. Gotta love it.
Yeah, you start a little ahead.
But I remember
she's on like summer hours.
So I call my dad up. I cancel the fight, and so we make it. So we found another fight to take place. We still went through with the show. It was still it was still a pretty awesome show. Everything went good, but I had to get in the ring and I had to address the crowd that night and kind of say, thanks everybody for coming. This is what's happened. I apologize and I'll be back one day, whatever. And I remember being so nervous about doing that, just thinking to myself like, why can't I just be fighting? It'd be so much easier than this. And it's like, it's so not, but that's how scary public speaking is sometimes. But then, you know what I did is I did the exact same thing I did with boxing. I took what boxing taught me and I went, you know what? That's petrifying and it's really hard and it puts you in a bad spot where you can embarrass yourself in front of a whole bunch of people. And I just went, I'm going to do more of it. And so I just started doing it. And then next thing you know, I'm like speaking all the time at assemblies and this, and it's crazy.
Yeah, once you get it, it's okay. Like,
and you're an awesome speaker too, so that's awesome.
Oh, thanks, Liz.
Yeah, even that night, like it was just the very start. I kind of fumbled the bag. I was glad you were there to kind of pull me out of a bind, and then once I got flowing, I was good. It was just
the start's always the hardest.
I'm good at yapping at the very least, so we know that much.
No, it's good time. So tell us, Liz. Now, through Liz's training and through her boxing, she's decided to pass on what she's learned to people in her hometown in Brooks, and love to see that too. Like one of my favorite things to see is like people take it and try to spread it, because it's something that's kind of been long forgotten by mainstream, and I don't really know why, because it's tasteful, it's exercise, it teaches you integrity, and it teaches you honesty, and it teaches you all these things. I love it because like there's nothing more that I'd like to see than boxing make a big comeback.
Let's do it. We'll bring her back. We'll get the shows rocking. We'll get the promotions back going again. Maybe next year.
It's my life's goal. It's my life's work. I'm dedicated to this sport until I die, because I know I've been around long enough to know that like I'm not gonna find anything I love as much as this. I'm just not gonna. Mm-hmm. So here we go. Let's do this. So we're back.
Yeah, no,
September 2nd.
I hear you, and I'm the same thing. I just want as many like women to get involved in the sport too, because like you were saying, like it gives you so much, like the physical training, the mental health and stress relief of it, like even a little bit of self-defense, like knowing how to stand, how to carry yourself, like all that stuff. Not that you're ever fighting outside of the ring. That's always a thing. It's like you're never fighting outside of the ring, but if you had to, you'd want to at least be able to know how to stand or throw a proper punch to get the hell out of there, right? So so many 100%. Things. So, yeah, I agree. I want to see women's boxing.
If I had to put my finger on one thing that probably did count the most in a street fight or an altercation outside the ring, it would 100% be stance right away. That's the first place I would go. Because there's no easier way to control a fight than to control the range. If you can control the range, you don't need anything fancy.
Yeah, that's fair. And obviously, so you're how many days a week you doing that? You do your in-person classes with the Best Version Boxing there, Liz, in Brooks. So you're doing that days a week. You doing that?
Yeah, twice. I just started back up. I took the summer. I decided just to take it off. It was kind of dwindling a bit. So all the girls wanted to break. So yeah, I started back up actually this past week. So I have one of my classes is a mitt class. So the girls practice hitting and holding, and then we do some interval work in between and finish it off with some core. And then the other class I started this year is kind of just going to be strength and conditioning. So it'll be circuit work, lots of cardio, hitting the heavy bag, hitting mitts with me, just getting a good sweat and having fun, right? It's nice to be able to get back together and, just every week have something to look forward to and seeing your people. That's another beautiful thing about this sport. Like it's an individual sport, but you build such a community within it. Like the other night at sparring, I said to Joel's wife, Kayla, I said the kids were ripping around and it was just kind of like chaotic. And I was like, and everybody was kind of watching everybody's kids, like, good old Floyd had Abigail up on his shoulder because she was, hitting her limit. She was ready to go home. But it just reminded me of like growing up in a small town where it's just like, it was this like community. And I just like, it was just so awesome. So like, that's the other beautiful part of this. And the other thing too is like, when you like, there's so much respect. Like, I mean, there's always meatheads in every sport that are always, shit talking and being knuckleheads. But like, a true boxer, I have so much respect for everybody who gets through those ropes. And there is that level because you know what it takes. You know the amount of training and the grind, the physical endurance, the mental endurance. Like, so like there is that level of respect for your opponent. I feel, and I always believe that.
100%. There's a mutual respect amongst competitors because you all understand.
And so obviously you've obviously trained with Joel in person and stuff and getting ready for your boxing events. And I assume you already said at the start, you're coming fresh off one, but same as me, do the online workouts at home quite a bit. Hey, I'm recording the show right from my little home gym. Probably same as you. I started doing it. And I know we've talked about before. like we're obviously building out Joel's new website, right? We'll be getting all his online classes moved off of Facebook. And that's why that link he sent you earlier, I was like, that Discord, we got to get you in there because Joel doesn't have any of his fitness customers in there. We got to get you over there because what we're going to be doing is once we launch Joel's new site, like instead of that Facebook group, you'll just go sign into membership on his site, right? And that'll have the option to do that 2-day MetaBands course or the 3-day. It'll all be like in a library on demand, right? And then his boxing course, we did like a 14 class course, right, Joel? I don't know if you want to talk about that for a minute, what that course is all about. That'll be in your site as well too. That might be something, Liz, you'll be able to use it even to show, use it to train people and have them watch it too.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see the finished product of the BamBam Boxing Academy. Yeah, we Tyrone and Connor from Player Post came on out and filmed us, and we did this 14 workout program over the course of 2 days, and it was just an amazing experience because I got to take everything that I've learned from amateur to pro to everything in between and kind of piece it together in a way that progressed you through the program, but also at the end of the program can continue to be used in progressing through and learning more things and refining your style. We've built it in a way that it's not a cookie cutter, do your 14 workouts and it's done. Do your 14 workouts and then you're going to mold this thing so it works with you and your schedule and what you do. And I really believe that, from a pure mechanics standpoint, even seasoned professional fighters would benefit lots from watching it, just to go through the mechanics of power punching and hand placement and whether you're on the balls of your feet or not, things like that. But yeah, super excited about the BamBam Boxing Academy that's coming out. You'll be able to do it right from your home and learn all the secrets that took me a long time to learn and a lot of punches.
Yeah,
I wish I would have learned defense earlier.
It was obviously pretty awesome to watch you record that. But yeah, so that same membership, you'll be able to access kind of that as well. And then the one kind of layer we're going to add is the Discord we were chatting about earlier. We're going to have kind of a digital membership option too, where you get like a free month. So it kind of offsets the cost of it. But then that membership will also attach in the Discord, and we're going to have a room where Joel, you'll actually be able to come meet up with Joel like in the mornings before the workout, and like almost like basically like this, right? Come say hi, maybe have a morning coffee. We're going to start doing, I think 2 weeks from now, having those workouts live in our Discord on Friday mornings, or kind of do the little wake up workout with the Snoop Dr. Bombay song.
Freestyle Friday.
We want to start doing it where like now Joel's customers have the option to come and talk to him. Like I think I know for myself, if I wake up and have coffee with Joel for 20 minutes before my workout, I'm super amped. Like it's just, we want to add that layer that there isn't yet with like online fitness. I think it's gonna be something really cool, and then being able to have it so that like Joel can record his thing. It's just him. He'll be able to put it in his data bank when he's done on Friday. But then we could also be in the Discord like this, having people come up on stage, work out with Joel, hang out together, kind of, and then hang out and talk about it after, right? And so I think that'll be cool. And I know we touched base before, Liz, but would be really cool to try to get some of your classes in there. Make sure once we get Joel's site out, we'll get a promotion over to what you're doing, and maybe one day get a couple classes up for you in there. Because I know once you work out with Joel, he's not intimidating, but maybe the ladies will be a little scared or something. There's some professional boxers going to train him, but I mean, the guy's the nicest guy and the most knowledgeable guy on the planet. So, but at the same time, it might not hurt. Have a lady workout or two. They'll see that, they'll get comfortable, and then they can go, oh, Joel's actually just a sweetheart at heart, right?
Yeah, thanks, Tyrone. No, it's I am. I'm super excited about adding that personal level to it. And from what I can see, we're the only online fitness company that's offering that, like that personal connection, that personal community building.
Yeah, like some will have like their Instagram group, and you can message, and you got like a little private group, and that's cool. But I think there's another layer to actually like getting 20-30 minutes of a guy's time every day and actually being able to have a coffee with him, say, hey, what's up, get to know his customers all over the planet.
Or ask your questions in person, right? Which is another huge benefit to it is sometimes communication lines just get broken down when it's over text and email. It's easy to explain something to somebody when this is how you're doing it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, even I could come and like do an example, right? Like, hey, like, you know, should I be going like this? Or it'll be cool to try to add that layer one day and have that video option.
Well, and that's what, honestly, that's what people want. Like, people want that sense of community and connection. Like, honestly, through the COVID, I'm so grateful that Joel went online because, like, it totally saved me. Like, those workouts every day, having that connection point, like, it was a big deal. And right, and I mean, now that everything's back rocking and rolling, but I mean, it's still nice to have that kind of.
I still do it. I mean, I never really went back. I never really went back to the gym. I have this built now, so it's like, why would I? It's nicer. I'm more motivated having him yap at me because I'm like, this prick can get through it. I should be able to do too. So he's just an absolute specimen compared to me. But you get that little extra motivation when it's not just like, here's my 60-minute set I'm going to go do. You got someone kind of narrating you through it, right? I like it.
Yeah, and that's another thing that. You know, Liz, thank you for saying that you know, about the online training during COVID, because honestly, it saved me too. I needed that so bad, and the whole motivation behind these workouts was in the gym. I always do exercises with a 25-pound plate, like single weight exercises, and I believe they're so important because you have to leverage that weight in front of your body when it's a single weight exercise. There's no hanging the weight at the sides, which takes the tension off your core. So I find that maintaining that structure and maintaining that positioning with that single weight does more for core training for me than like any sit-up I ever did. But I always had this dream in the back of my head. And the dream was, if you could create a program using just a 25-pound plate and you could move that plate for an hour, and you could get to the point where that was easy. So the 25-pound plate didn't feel so heavy and you could hold your arms straight when you're doing the circles and the straight arm raises and your core is holding strong enough to do that. I felt like you would be so strong. And then COVID hit and I was just like, here's my opportunity. I'm going to pull this off. And so I created this program. We started doing it. The results were exactly what I thought the results were going to be from it. Like the results people have gotten from these classes are crazy. And I'll probably do them till the day I die. Like, I think this is my new workout program forever because I've never gotten results like this before. And I've also never felt this good before. It's crazy when you train your core at a level like that, where you're overloading it each and every day. You get so strong and stabilized that you're just going to feel so good that you'll never want to do anything else. And that's where I'm at with it. Yeah,
I noticed too, doing your workouts too, my posture, right? Your posture just too. All like, I was going for a walk today and I was like, I am walking very tall. Like, and the other beautiful thing, I have to just a little shout out for all the mamas out there. It's very mama friendly because I did Joel's workouts through my entire pregnancy and I attribute them to keeping me in like the best shape. I was doing his workouts like the day before I went into labor. Like, I modified a bit, but like I did them basically right to the end, and like they kept me in amazing shape and the recovery was great. So like, mamas, get them.
Let's go, mamas. Let's go.
Yeah. And I mean, and yeah, like moms and parents know like how busy life can be. So the beauty of these programs is, like I said, I just finished one now. My day kind of got away from me, but I was like, no, it's down in the basement. I can go do this. And so they're anytime, anywhere. I've done them on vacation. We were out on vacation in the summer and I meant to bring a couple weights in my vans, forgot everything. But I went and I found this beautiful rock. We were by the beach and I legit did like a little step, by the cabin we were at. So it's like you can do them anywhere, and that's the beauty of them too. And they're amazing. So
thanks, Liz. Well, hey, they're amazing because people like you are on there with me, so I appreciate it.
For sure. No, they're like I really enjoy doing them. It like you said, like being able to just you kind of modify. Like at the start, I was just doing the bands one. I wasn't even doing the weighted one. And then I got to a point where I was like, I feel like I can do some more. So I was like holding weights and doing the band at the same time, right? And like upping my own workout. And then same as like now when you do them, like I try to do all of them now, but it's like you can always modify it a little bit, right? If you're a little sore that day, just grab a little lighter weight. Or there's days where I'm like looking at the TV and I'm like, you little bitch, Joel, I could go heavier right now, and then I motivate myself and get her ripping, right? But that's like a once in a blue moon. I only think that thought to myself. I don't say it in person, so we'll pretend I never had the thought. But no, there's just like moments where like you can just do your own thing, right? You can grab a heavier band, you can do a different weight, and I like that option for sure.
Yeah. And another thing is, when I first started the program, I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to up it from my 25-pound plate, and I'm going to go to 35 pounds and then 8-pound dumbbells. And then I'm going to go to 45 pounds and 10-pound dumbbells. And I made it all the way to 45-pound plate and 10-pound dumbbells. And what I found was, and why I've used the 25-pound plate is I feel like the 25-pound plate is the most efficient, and it's probably your best way at creating strength, because with a 45-pound weight, you're just not strong enough to just maintain everything. So the tension in your muscles is shifting from muscle group to muscle group as your form is a little bit off, which is why form is so important. But with a 25-pounder, I find that I've gotten to the point now where I can hold perfect position with everything. And when you're working with a smaller weight, a lot of it comes down to positioning and control. And that's something that you could always improve on. So you could constantly make that 25-pound plate as heavy as you need to make it throughout the workout, or lighter just by leveraging it a little closer to your body. So I feel like the 25-pound plate is like the most underused fitness.
And I don't have the plate. I just use a 25-pound dumbbell, but I make it work.
Yeah, or dumbbell, right? Either or, but like a single weight, right? Like I feel like that's some of the most underused stuff in training, and it's probably the best core training I've ever done in my 30 years in the sport.
Well, and I know Liz was saying like, giving the shout out to mamas that can do it. I know like if my little girl does it, I see a lot of like when you're training with the ladies there, kind of Joel's workout vibes coming out of you a bit, and obviously see your kid running around. I that's maybe why I connect with you so much on socials, because I'm like, oh, we're both just at home doing our workouts and our kids are running around, running circles around us.
Yeah, and the other cool thing of like mamas working out with their kids watching, like they're seeing that and they're seeing, us model health and wellness to them. And right, Abigail, that's my daughter. She's, the one day I turned around and she was stepping up and down off the stepper, right? She goes, be like mommy. That's what she said. And so it's like, that's also pretty cool as a parent to be able to show them that. Whereas if you go to the gym, I mean, I like going to the gym too, don't get me wrong, but right, your kids are at home. And if you get them used to seeing you doing that, right, it's not going to be long and they're going to be wanting to do it. They're going to be participating and taking care of themselves. What better example?
She can't stretch it, so she just goes like this, and it's hilarious.
Yeah. My Gwenny, when she was a baby, when she first started doing them, she'd always get hogtied in the band because she tried doing a lat pull down and she couldn't maintain it, and it would just roll down her arms, and then she'd be stuck inside a band.
That's funny.
The other day, Abigail, I said, we're going to go downstairs and exercise. And exercise. She loves it. And then she was sitting there going, and I said, what are you doing? And I realized he was like, so I was like, good breathing, honey. Good job. Yeah. It was so great.
You know what? I shared. You just said something super important, Liz, to like the coaching style and again, some of the importance is breathing. Breathing is like, it became such a focal point in my career as I like became deeper into the professional ranks. Breathing became such a focal point in my career that it was almost like meditative, which is why like I always am hammering on like rhythm with your breathing when you're training, is because that little form of control too, right? Like you don't realize it, but like as you're conscious of your breathing and you're trying to like put effort into like controlling the rhythm and pace of your breathing, you don't realize how far you're pushing your body. Like it puts you into a state it's almost meditative in the sense that like you're pushing through more pain than you realize at this moment because you're focused on the rhythm of your breath. So tell Abigail to keep it up.
I was pretty proud. I was telling Tyrone the other day at sparring, I was sharing with Joel. She's just a total fangirl of Joel because I'll have her, have him on the phone or whatever, do my workout, and Coach Joel, there's Coach Joel. And the one day she gets her face right up and goes, "Oh, Coach Joel, doing so good." And I was like, "Oh, this is awesome."
That's hilarious.
You encourage Coach Joel.
All right.
Yeah.
I think I made a video like a couple weeks ago. My little girl, like same thing, chasing me around with her low weights and just trying to be a part of it. It's kind of cute.
Yeah.
He's so cute, your little girl. Oh my gosh. Such a button.
Today she sat down for supper and she sat down with her notepad and calculator. And I'm like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Working like Dad." And I'm like, "Oh, maybe I got to quit working so much." But then I was like, at least she watches me work out though. She's got that one too. She's a little more than both. I guess she's learning how to work. She's learning how to work out.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing.
To learn
is
a good
trying
work
to find
ethic.
balance.
Oh, for sure, right? Like like you said, it is a nice thing because it's an extra hour I can spend with her, even if she's playing toys and just coming and going, and while I'm working out. Like you said, Liz, you're still at home, right? Like your kid's there. It's just every moment counts before they grow up and hate us.
Yep.
We're all
about that.
Kind of in the same range, right? Like Joel's got a few more minions, or one more, I guess, 3, 2, 1, if I am correct, right? But
yeah,
we're all got kind of 3-year-old range to kind of give or take a bit, right? So
it's I feel like this has probably got to be the busiest time of my life for sure. With 3 kids and
us idiots trying to build this media company and build an online fitness company while we're doing all the stuff we're doing in real life. It's like living a second world. And again, Liz, thanks again for coming on and then doing the Twitter space you did with us a while back. Anybody can go check that out. Liz was kind of helping us test run some stuff. We're doing some live spaces, and that is a fun aspect. Like I was saying earlier, something we'll do in the future for sure. Just it'll be cooler when there's a bigger audience and random people can come ask questions and stuff. It's a little monotonous doing it when there's not a lot of people. So we think this will be a funner medium right now. We can get some content out. We'll have to get some clips from those fights we were talking about and some of your clips with you working out with the ladies. We'll mix it in. We'll try to make us all seem cool. We're trying to figure this out so that we can get everything online. But we definitely need you, Liz. You got to come start rallying the troops because Joel's a bit of a Neanderthal with tech, as you know, and the Discord. I really want to try to get his customers to start getting in there and like chatting with them and be set up for when we move off of Facebook and Joel has his own site and there's that interactivity there where people can kind of come chat and find out about all the other things we're doing and stuff. But there's a room there specifically for fitness where you can like ignore all some of our other business angles of it if you want. And it'd be cool for you to come in there and just like say hi to Joel and get him going and maybe come join us for that workout. I think we're
get Hot Tub Tony to turn on the jets.
Yeah, get the workout. You can yap with Joel one day, but I'd be stoked to just message me. I'll walk you through getting in there and you can come help us lay the foundation for some interactive online workouts. So Joel, we think we're pioneering something. Who knows? Maybe we're not, but I think it'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it'll be awesome. Yeah, it's fun. It's pretty sweet that we get access to the Joel Mills. Knowledgeable dude.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Liz, and thank you so much for being on here and keep motivating people.
Yeah.
Keep crushing it and training, and sky's the limit, kid. You go anywhere.
Oh, thanks, Joel. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it without you, though, man.
Well, hey, thanks. And look forward to sparring tomorrow. If you can make it, we'll be sparring at 6.
I can't come Thursdays, unfortunately. That's one of my class nights, but Saturday should be ready to roll. We'll
Rock
see.
and roll.
Gotta make sure the knee holds up.
You got any more big bouts on the horizon ahead of you, or you're thinking about getting back and battling?
I would love to do that Joel's one in December there, but it's just, I don't know. I haven't. Yeah, hubby started a side business, so he's super busy and not around a lot. And then just with the drive, it's from Brooks, it's now there, now we're back. So I don't know. I'm kind of the person when I say yes, and it's done. So I haven't quite given my yes yet, but I would love to.
Yeah, shouts to your hubby too. I got to break with him in Calgary. He's nice. He's a great dude.
Sarah Jordan
he's awesome.
Did her first spar on Monday, so.
Nice.
Who, sorry?
Sarah.
Sarah did. Oh, Sarah.
Yeah, she did her first spar on Monday.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, so great. I love it. Yeah. And what about Riley? Is Riley?
Yeah, Riley did. He did really good.
Yeah.
No, girl Riley.
Riley. Yeah, I haven't seen her for a while.
Girl blonde hair.
She was on in the Calgary one, right?
No, I don't know. Yeah, she was great. She was loving every minute of it too. Like you could just see it. She was.
She's gonna manage.
I don't know. We'll see.
When I get it back.
One.
Nice.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyways.
Cool guys. Well, great rapping with you.
Thanks, boys.
Thanks for being on here.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it as always, Joel. I'm so stoked to be here with you and start to kind of unlock some stories from your career and get to meet all the people you train and everything. It's going to be really fun to see where the show goes. And Liz, we definitely got to get some clips from you so we can help promote what you're doing over there. Like I said, we're stoked to see you passing on the knowledge to the ladies in your community. There is pretty awesome.
Oh, thanks. I just say I'm like a mini Joel. Like I'm just like,
I love it. I'm so
pretty
proud.
Sweet. So Aw. I'm honored. Like seriously, it's life changing. So like, and that's the other thing. I know, like for you, like life's super busy, but like you're making a lot of impacts in people's life. So just when the grind gets there, just remember that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And this is just the beginning. Let's keep her going.
We're just getting going, baby. And obviously, thanks for joining us here at Bush League Media and with Joel at the NFT Pro Fitness Club or whatever. BamBam Boxing Academy. We're trying to decide where we're going to go with the name with it. We gotta figure out exactly what we're dialing in. So we're on the fence. We'll dial it in by the time we set the website up. We're rolling. But
we will.
Either way, whatever.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, guys.
It'll be Joel. Yes, no, thank you. Thanks for coming. Sorry we ran a little late today, but you're a beauty, and we're so honored to chat with you. It's been awesome.
Yeah, all good, guys. No worries. Thanks again. Take care.
Hey, guys. Over and out.
See you guys.
See you, gang.
You got any last words for the good people, Joel? Oh, he's gone. He didn't even stay. He lost himself. Well, on behalf of Joel and Liz here, it's TKB, Bush League Media. Obviously, Joel accidentally checked himself out 2 seconds early. Doesn't get to say his closing words, but I know as always, he would be honored to have you guys here watching. He'd be stoked to get you guys come check out his workouts. And on behalf of Joel and all his fighters and everybody, thank you guys. We'll catch you next time. Episode 3, Ringside Banter. It's been a good one with Liz. Thank you for joining us out of Brooks. And we'll catch you guys next time. Stay Bush League, you beauties. Shake and bake, as Joel would say.
Ladies, it's time to wake up, baby. Wake up. You've been up all night. Yeah, this that wake up workout call from the one and only. Yeah, Snoop Dogg, baby. Everybody, girl, go work your body. Work. Wake up, everybody. Wake up. Girl, go work your body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What? We doing sets of 8s, ladies. 8s. Keep your body in shape. Wait. This is a public service announcement, but it's not from Hova. It's for the ladies that's doing Pilates and the ones doing yoga. Stretch, work, bend. And when you're finished, you can run and tell a friend. Tell her, baby. Pull-ups. Push-ups. I'd rather do push-ups. Yeah, baby. I'm trying to get you right. How you think you gonna take care of all that shit you walk around with? Work it out. You know? Work it out. Now squat. Yeah, go ahead. Work it out. Now squat. Yeah. Go ahead, girl. Get low. Work it out. Work it out. Get low. Get low. Now, I guess you would say I'm your trainer. Cause I'm here to train your mind, body, spirit, and your soul. Yes. They say music is the key to it all. Yes. So while you